Chapter 9 Experimental Method.
Judah defined experiment in research as a method of testing hypotheses because this definition highlights the core purpose and function of experimentation in scientific inquiry. The first one, why Judah defined experiment, is the central rule of hypothesis in scientific research. She emphasizes that experiments are not just random trials, they are structured investigation designed to confirm or refute a specific hypothesis or a testable statement or prediction. This aligns with the scientific method where a hypothesis lead to prediction that are then tested through controlled conditions. In addition, it also focuses on causality by defining experiment as a method to test hypotheses. That is, underscores the causal nature of an experiment. In a typical experimental design, researchers manipulate one variable or independent to observe its effect on another or dependent, thus testing the cause or effects relationship proposed in the hypothesis. Controlled environment experiments, particularly in psychology and social sciences, that is according to Judah's field, are valued for their ability to control external variables which help ensures that the observed effects are due to the manipulation of the independent variables, not other factors. In addition, it is a systematic and replicable. Jehoah's emphasis reflects the scientific requirement that experiments be systematic and replicable. This ensures that hypotheses are tested in a way that others can verify, reinforcing the reliability of the process in research. In a summary of Jehoah's definition of experiments as a method of testing hypotheses, because this succinctly captured the purpose, structure, and specific rigor of experimentation. It highlights that experiments are not just about observation, but about actively testing ideas under controlled conditions to draw reliable conclusions. William I.B. Beveridge define an experiment usually consists in making an event occur under known condition, whereas many extraneous influences, as far as possible, are eliminated and close observation is possible, so that relationship between phenomena can be revealed. Beveridge was a scientist and his focus was on the scientific method. He emphasized controlled conditions and the elimination of extraneous influences, which are crucial in scientific experimentation. The goal he highlights is to observe relationships between variables or the phenomena, which is central to cause and effect analysis. His definition reflects the classical scientific view, which is control plus observation is equal to understanding the causal relationships. Fifth chaplain, an experiment is an observation under controlled conditions. Chapin's definition is more concise and straightforward. As a sociologist, his approach focuses on the idea that control is essential to transform simple observation into a meaningful experiment. This definition emphasizes the core principle of experimental research, the act of observing while maintaining control over variables. It likely comes from the recognition that in the social sciences, true control is difficult. So, any effort to achieve it is foundational to valid experimentation. W.S. Monroe and M.D. Engelhardt, experimentation is the name given to the type of educational research in which the investigator controls the educative factors to which a child or group of children is subjected during the period of inquiry and observes the resulting achievement. These authors are focused on educational research. An experiment is not just about observing nature or collecting data randomly. Instead, it is a deliberate and purposeful process where a question is proposed based on existing knowledge, and their goal is to gain further understanding by actively engaging with nature in controlled manner to test hypotheses or explore phenomena. According to Ernest Greenwoods, an experiment aims to establish a causal relationship between two factors. It does this by comparing contrasting situations where all factors except the one of interest are controlled. One factor is considered the cause or the independent variable, and the other is the effect or the dependent variable. The experiment assesses whether changes in the cause led to changes in the effect. W.S. Monroy's in educational research, an experiment involves the researcher controlling the learning environment or factors affecting children or groups of children. The researcher then observes how these controlled factors influence the children's learning outcomes or achievements, helping to understand educational processes better. To sum it up, an experiment is a systematic, controlled method of inquiry designed to test hypotheses by manipulating variables and observing outcomes. It is purposeful and aimed to uncover causal relationships or deepen understanding of phenomena across various fields, such as science and education.